It's so sad to see so many men struggling in this modern day. And I know 4 people who's went the same way, that has passed away in this way. That's so similar to each other. And it's all been men that I know. And it's all been in a very terrible way, a way you wouldn't want to go, you know? A very painful way that is inflicted by their soul. And it's so sad to see this amount of men struggling in this modern day. And it's crazy because on a real level, this is not going to be some hating women or all this stuff version or a video about that. What it's going to be is about why I want you lot watching this to start taking full accountability for your happiness and things for yourself, and start having more sympathy in a sense for people, and make sure people's all right, especially the men around you. Make sure they're all right. It's so easy for us as guys, as men, to put things off, put our feelings off. No, I'm not going to say that. If someone comes up to me right now and says, "Are you okay?" I'll say, yeah, I'm alright, I'm alright. Especially where I live in Bristol, everybody's like, "You alright, you alright?" And you always say, yeah, I'm fine. But you could be struggling like fuck. Whether you're at work, whether you're just in a real situation, you can be struggling like fuck. But we never speak about it because we don't want that guy or who we're speaking to view us negatively. And this is what happens a lot of time. I've had it before where if I opened up about a bit of sadness, a bit of mental health, they'd be like, "What the fuck's that? Well, why is that?" And then start messaging each other about me in that same fucking day. And it's so sad, man. It's so sad that we can't express any emotion. Of course, you got to be stoic to an extent, but sometimes you got to let things out. Sometimes you got to have a conversation with someone. Sometimes you got to speak to people about your pain, your problems, and not just deal with it alone, because sometimes it can absolutely crush you. And especially when you give into drugs and alcohol and all this stuff, it's a never-ending cycle of sadness. It's a never-ending cycle of you wanting to leave again and go again and fucking hurt yourself, essentially, because you're having an outlet that isn't positive. And that's why I feel so grateful to have outlets that are positive. For example, the gym, even these videos, man. I can speak about anything on this channel. How beautiful is that? And people like them, and people watch, and people subscribe. There's so many things, and especially in this modern day, especially like, let's say for example, male loneliness. There's a lot of male loneliness now. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy in a sense, and you need to think, and this is what I've had first-hand experience of. You got to be exceptional, not exceptional, but you got to be good in one way in order to get no loneliness, if that makes sense. Whether that's from women, whether you're in shape, whether you got confidence. If you're in shape and you got confidence, it's easy, but on a raw level, money as well, of course, I bet that's different level, but on a raw level, we forget that we need to be like this in a sense. And it's a sad world now, isn't it, that you can't just be normal and just be yourself in a sense, you know. You have to put on acts. Even with girls that I speak to, I put on not act, but like, I know how to act in order to attract them. I don't act like my true self around them, if that makes sense. And a lot of guys can't even get any girls in this real sense in this world. And this is not to be a dick or anything, like, oh yeah, laugh at them. This is sad, man. It's sad. A lot of people are not having this intimate connection, even from just a real level of a relationship, having someone there, speaking to people, being around the opposite sex, having the admiration from the opposite sex. A lot of people don't get that now. And no wonder people are on this never-ending cycle where it leads to one way. It leads to one way, a way of sadness, a way of pain, a way of just misery. No wonder, because we haven't got a vital part. And if you combine that, you haven't got that vital part. Unless you build yourself up, you can't get that otherwise, pretty much, unless you're lucky, if that makes sense. Like, and then you combine that with porn, masturbation, staying inside all the time, living online, and you combine that with not having anyone to speak to, and having drugs as an outlet or alcohol as an outlet. How can that end good? How can that end good? And the sad truth is, and the sad message is in this real video, that is actually positive in a real sense, is you can improve yourself and get to a level where you can get stuff like this. You can get that intimate connection where you can have that love and that respect and that admiration, and you can get on with people like that. You don't have to be in your shell all the time, man. You don't have to be in your shell, and it takes effort. Nowadays it takes effort, and you know that statistic where it's like 20% of the guys are getting with how many of the women, and it's weirdly true, man. It's weirdly true. And when you build yourself up, it is just exceptional for you and exceptional for your confidence. But on a raw level, There's times where you're going to struggle and you're going to feel pain. And drugs, alcohol, and all this stuff is just not the answer, man. It's not the answer. And I just want you lot watching this to have an element of optimism for this life. There's so many beautiful things in this world, but we don't see them. We're glued to our phone. We're so insular. We can't interact with people. We can't tell someone how we're feeling. We're having a negative outlook of ourselves. A negative outlook on someone looking at us saying, oh, you should man up. Or you should do this. And the sad truth is, when people come to you about stuff, as a guy, you don't, it's such a weird way where you kind of just brush it off. Oh, I'm going through shit anyway. Or you know what I mean? You don't take it into account on a serious level because you're like, oh, I'm going through my own shit, or things are going wrong in my life, or I've dealt with worse, or whatever. You have this ego with it. And you never actually have a real interaction with that person. And in my case before, people's messaged about it, about my like sadness or mental health. And that's sad, man. That's sad, you know? And I just want you lot to get the message that you can build yourself up and make yourself into a better person and attract a better life. You really can, because I was in a bad place years ago, and I just want you lot to get the optimism, especially the men watching this, that you can better yourself and you can improve yourself. We live in a weird day and age where if you're not good in certain areas, whether it's your physique, your money, or whatever it is, if you got physique and you got some confidence, you can attract women, definitely. If you got money alongside that, you'll be fucking balling. But on a real level, you can build up to that. You can build up to that. So a lot of times it's just building yourself up and you can get something like that. But a lot of men lack that now. They lack connection with women, even being able to speak to a girl, because all they do is fucking watch porn all the time and just stay at home and just drink, go to work, go home, fat into oblivion, drink loads of alcohol, do loads of drugs, and then they have no confidence. But if they said, actually no, I'm going to start taking up the gym, I'm going to start working out, even if they can't make it to the gym, I'll go for walks, I will do some home workouts, I'll start looking at my mental health, I may journal about my thoughts, I may get outside, get in nature, I may ask that person if they want to do this on this day and take myself out of my comfort zone, or go somewhere different, or change my surroundings. That's going to have an amazing effect on them and their confidence, and that's going to make them feel amazing. And especially when you build yourself up, you're able to attract these relationships and these connections, and they come so easily when you get yourself to that point. But it starts from being by yourself and no one, because I used to be lonely, very lonely. But it's just sad, man, that 4 people I know has went the same way, to so similar ways, man. It's just so sad, man. It's so sad, and it just crushes your soul. I just want the men watching this to know you're not alone, man. You're not alone. And just kind of speak to more people if you can. If you can, I know it feels, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like emasculating a little bit when you speak to someone about your problems, especially if it's a guy. You know what I mean? It feels emasculating, but on a real level, sometimes you need to let shit out. Sometimes you need to let what you're going through out and just tell people about it and let them know and make them feel that you're going through something, and then they'll be able to support you. If they're real people, they'll support you and help you through it. I just want to get this message across, and I want to give you this optimism that you can build yourself up to get relationships that you never could believe, and you can transform your life. And that's going to be a real message for the men struggling in this video. Hope you lot got a lot of value. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.